It is the year 6216, and in the beautiful world of Fantasy Zone, all types of creatures have existed in peace for thousands of years. But now invaders have attacked, and it is the job of Opa Opa, a member of the Space Federation, to destroy these evildoers and save Fantasy Zone from certain doom. Sounds depressing, doesn't it? Well, it kind of is, but Fantasy Zone is so bright and cheery and happy, well, you won't be sad for long. Sega released this colorful arcade shooter in 1986. It was then ported over many different times, including an early release for the TurboGrafx-16. This particular version is extremely close to its arcade counterpart visually and also retains most of the game's original features. You control Opa Opa, a tiny little ship who appears to be alive. I mean, he has wings and sprouts feet when running along the ground. And you set off to destroy every cute little damn thing you can set your lasers on. I mean, look at these. How could you possibly zap these little guys? Wait, their names are actually Zap? Well, I guess they're asking for it. Now, to be specific, in 7 of the 8 stages, you are required to seek and destroy a specific number of outposts. The meter at the bottom of the screen shows the outpost locations and how many still remain. Once you destroy all the outposts, using your galaxy gun and bomb-dropping abilities, you'll hear that end boss music kick in. And then look out. There's a tree stump, evil snowmen, creepy eyeballs, and that thing. The 8th stage is a good old-fashioned boss rush with a final big guy at the end. It's a typical 80s style shooting game, but Fantasy Zone takes some cues from Williams' Defender in its goals and layout. In fact, the controls are also similar in that the screen doesn't scroll automatically. Instead, you have total control over your ship's movements and end up forcing the screen to go wherever you want. You can also move in 8 directions, allowing for a lot of flexibility. There are times the screen doesn't necessarily catch up, so enemies in front of you might take you by surprise. But your eyes and fingers will adjust eventually, and you'll fly through the game in no time. Some enemies drop coins that you can collect. Why? Because shops appear where you can buy a bunch of goodies. Opa Opa moves very slow, so you definitely want to pick up wings or the jet engine. But aside from equipping it for the final boss, I wouldn't recommend that turbo engine. It's too fast. I don't even want to know what that rocket engine is like. You can also buy lasers, 7-way shots, wide beams, all that can be used for a very limited time. Let's not forget the possible purchase of bomb upgrades, or even extra lives. If you order more than one thing along the way, you are allowed to select an item in your inventory screen before exiting the store. Unfortunately, these cannot be selected during the game, so you must choose wisely. And well, that's about it. You fly through the stage, destroy everything in sight, buy stuff, kill some end bosses, and try your best to get to the end. Aside from some missing layers and some detail here and there, this version is a very faithful rendition of the arcade counterpart. Since the game relies on its presentation of color, well, you know the TurboGrafx handles that aspect very well. I mean, the pinks and the blues and the bright whites, even the TurboChip itself is pink, for goodness sakes. There is a little bit of flicker, especially in the final stage, and it gets really annoying. But overall, the game looks pretty good. The arcade music is also recreated quite well, minus the wonderful drum beat enhancements. It's also upbeat and bouncy. That might be the best word to describe it. The sound effects are good, ranging from lasers, cute little explosions, and a little ching when you pick up a coin. The controls are pretty smooth, and since the game relies on your ability to force the screen and move all over, that is a good thing. Again, sometimes the control can get you in trouble when the screen doesn't want to cooperate, but overall, the game controls well. One hit, and Opa Opa explodes in a beautiful fireworks display. And even that is kinda cute. What isn't cute is the fact that as a result, you lose all your power-ups. Luckily, you will respawn at the beginning of a stage where the shop should immediately reappear. Save those coins because, well, you have 0 continues. Fantasy Zone is a fun little shooter with some great strategy. But it's not a very long game, and a lot of people are upset about this. Even though things can get a bit hectic, if you're an above-average shooter, you should be able to plow through it on only a couple of playthroughs. In some stages, you can literally stay in one place if you're crafty enough. This cuts down on its replay value unless you find a way to make subsequent playthroughs interesting. Since 2 players can alternate, you can make up little games with your friends as well. In the end, it all boils down to how much you enjoy the game's unique play mechanics and its bright and colorful cheeriness, and whether or not you can handle that for maybe at least an hour. Some people say Fantasy Zone is one of the earliest games that helped coin the phrase "cute 'em up." Well, if that's the truth, I can't really argue. It's a fun little shooter, and even though I've defeated it a zillion times, I still feel the urge to pick it up once in a while. Although I have to admit, it's so cheery and happy, you just might feel like planting some flowers.